Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the Quantum Leap Futures Morning Leap Session for February 28th, 2018. My name is Doug McKay. I am the founder of Quantum Leap Futures. Each morning we get together in these live go-to sessions to take a look at the market, macro to micro, take a look at the structure of the market, and we drill down to our trade levels, our targets, and our hypotheses. Our hypotheses are our multiple trade plans. We create two main hypotheses based on what the auction would look like if the buyers or sellers take control, and then we have two alternative hypotheses for expansion. Nobody can tell you what the markets can do. We can only have a plan in place and then hope to execute on that plan that best suits what the market action is. This is a subscription room. If you're interested in checking it out, send me an email at quantumleapfutures@gmail.com. There's no website, there's no blog. This is not a commercial venture. We do everything live here in the go-to during the pre-market session, and then we do live trading and analysis during the course of the trading day. Please read through the disclaimer. Nobody at Quantum Leap is a certified trading advisor. We are retail traders operating within a self-organized learning environment. Past performance is not indicative of future results. Any trades that you see in Quantum Leap are for education purposes only. Please trade your own due diligence, your own trade plan, your own risk metrics. All right, so going to yesterday. Yesterday we had basically a combination of Hypo 1 and Hypo 4. Our main Hypo was an open auction in range, a push up, either a failure to break out or a move up and take out the overnight high, finding responsive sellers and then rotating us down through, taking out the naked VPOC and coming down to the over underline, the major LVN from the double distribution, and then finding buyers and starting to work our way back up again towards that 27.94. That was Hypo 1. Hypo 4 was a failure to break out, a quick move down to the LVN, and then failure to hold the LVN, push through to that target at the HVN of the lower distribution, and then get continuation down towards closing the gap, which was at the 48.75. So we started out with Hypo 1. We broke the over-under line, which we said was very important level for multiple reasons. You can see here's a good example of price rejection turning into price acceptance as they fight a key level, because we had the LVN from the prior day. It turns out to be our VPOC from yesterday, but the bears went over and then they finally let it go and they took it down. And in the room we had a big debate about whether or not that low would hold, and Darren and I had a bet. He was saying 49 would hold. I said, no way. We are going to go down to that 45.75 at least, if not more. And Darren owes me on that bet. But we finished the day on weak lows. So we are looking for continuation of the move down in Globex with the weak low. And of course, in the Globex, what happens is they open up, try to take it back up into value from the RTH session. They fail to hold that value and then take it all the way down and break the 42, get the continuation that we are looking for, and put in a weak low. We've got a double bottom here at the 38.50, but the buyers came in and continued. And I was talking to Carlo last night, and after we put this, I actually traded off of this and got a piece of this move up, but I didn't hold on to it because of the fact that I thought that we'd get some further continuation down into that 28 area, which is the microcomposite VPOC of the balance that we were in just a week or so ago. But strange enough, they came in, put the double bottom, and didn't break it lower. And then what do? And I thought, okay, well, they'll wait till the European session to get the continuation. But Europe took it up and created what looked like it was going to be a possible inverted cup and handle, but they didn't. They broke above the handle, and now they took it up and put a weak high in at the 27.54.75. We've got a triple top up there. So it's kind of interesting with the range. Our full session daily average true range right now continues to expand. It is now at 65.18, largest I've seen it in quite some years. And we have a double bottom, triple top, and a P-shaped profile, which this is short covering, but we left a weak low and weak high, so it's going to be an interesting session to say the least. Taking a quick look at the news. We had GDP came out, but it wasn't that important because of the fact that it was a revision. So we knew it was what the number was going to be. Real consumer spending was a slight beat. Coming up in 51 minutes, we've got Chicago PMI. The big one this morning, of course, is going to be the pending home sales and then crude inventories. Other than that, we really don't have a lot of other scheduled news. So let's take a look at the macro to micro. I always like to start my day with a simple candlestick chart. I use a 9 EMA and a 20 SMA. I start with a monthly. Now, I don't use these moving averages to trade off of. I use them to give me a guidance on the strength of the trend. Do we have good slope and separation? Is price paralleling the 9 EMA? This is the 9 EMA. This is the 20 SMA. And in that particular time frame, are we, do we have strength of the trend with good slope and separation, or is the trend being challenged by a break below the 9 EMA, or is it a possible trend change with a break below the 20 SMA? That's what I use those moving averages for mainly. I don't put them on my trading charts. I'm using them on my homework charts. So you can see monthly, very strong. We came back, we have had over a 308 range so far in February. It's the last day of the month. Our month open is up at 28.75. It is beyond our daily ATR upside target. So, it's possible, but I don't think it's likely that we're going to have a positive month in February. Going to the trend itself, the overall long-term time frame trend is still up, even though after 14 months of one-time framing up, we have broken the one-time framing. Going to the weekly, you can see that we did challenge and break below the 9 and the 20 a couple weeks ago, but they took it right back up, and now we're above the 9 and the 20. We've lost some slope and separation, but the trend right now is intact on the weekly. Going to the daily, same thing. We broke below. It looked like we were going to get we had slope and separation to the downside, but then they took it back, and we're above the 9 and the 20. But again, not a lot of slope, not a lot of separation, so the trend is weakening as we move forward in down in time frame. Going to the 4-hour, you can see the 4-hour has been pretty flatlining, if you call this range flatlining, but we are challenging the trend right now with a possible trend change. We're below the 9 and the 20. But we're just going sideways in this consolidation. And then last but not least, just going down to the 30-minute. 30-minute pretty much is the same thing. We're flatlining, going sideways, but we're broken back above the 9 and the 20. So not a lot of information other than the fact on the larger time frames, okay, the uptrend is still intact, and this down move that could extend lower is still not really changing the longer time frame in terms of trend. So taking a look at the structure of the market, we had those big breakdown days and came down and tested the VPOC from the longer time frame, which is down here in the 2580. Then we found balance here at the 2643, broke out of it, came up, created value back higher. We are looking for the move to the 50% of the significant breakout candle, or I should say breakdown candle in this circumstance where we fell out of this upper balance. That was at the 2781.50. We hit that the other day, and we've broken out. We've got a 2-day balance here, but we've got a bearish engulfing day, so we are seeing some weakness here. The VPOC is above us at that, right near that 50% of the significant breakdown candle. Up in the 2780.50. So the sellers certainly came back in here yesterday and pushed us down and broke below the prior day. The value area high from this prior area is 2737. 2737.50. That's basically a point and a tick below the overnight low. So that's going to be our key line in the sand there, because if we get below that, then I would expect continuation down towards the 28 area, which is the microcomposite VPOC from this distribution area down here. If we can get back in and hold above the 42, I'm looking for a push up into the 56, 57 area, and above that, a move back up into the upper distribution from yesterday. So if we take a look at the overnight session is pretty neutral. I would say it's pretty much 50-50 net long and net short. So basically going sideways. So as we move our levels over, our overnight high is 54.75. Our overnight low is 38.50. Our VPOC has just shifted up to 52.75. So the VPOC is rising. And then up here, I'm looking at this this fractal high at the 58 area as a trade level, possible resistance. Above that, I'm looking for continuation with the first target up here at that 62 again. Remember, we were targeting that 62 on the way up. And then 66, the midpoint, and above the midpoint up into that all-important 70. And then 76. The value, there's not really any true value, so I'd be targeting again that 81.75, which was the open. And remember, that was our 50% of the significant breakout candle. 85 from the range high from the prior day, 89.75, and then 94. These are my trade levels. These are what I'm going to be looking to lean against, and either add into trades or execute trades. And targets are going to be where I'm going to be taking them off. The trade levels areas also, operate as exits as well. I'll be scaling in front of them, or if I see rejection, I'll be moving off of them. Our key line in the sand today is going to be that 37.50, the microcomposite value area high. And then if we break below that, I am targeting the microcomposite down here at the 28. Going to the lower levels for guidance, we've got 25. 75, 25, 75. Whoops, that's going to be a trade level. 25, 75. And then the longer time frame microcomposite value area. This is the one that goes from the October the 3rd, I believe. From the breakout day, yeah, October the 3rd. The value area high for that is at right here at the 17, 18 area. So that's going to be another important level. That's going to be a key support. And below that, I would be looking for a possibility of a move down to the 07, 09. I'm sorry, no, 2600. So basically the centennial number. I'm sorry, 2700. Okay, so what are my hypotheses? We are coming up. We're probably going to put in a new overnight high. My Hypo 1 and Hypo 2 are going to be pretty much 50-50 in its probability because of the fact that we put in a P-shaped profile and we've got a weak high, and the overall trend is still up. So we're expanding this out right now. I'm looking for an open auction in range. I'm looking for a push up into the 58 to 66 area. Then I'm looking for responsive sellers to step in, rotate us down, test the 42, break, push down into the 38.50, break below that. But then somewhere down here between the 37 and the 28, I'm looking for responsive buyers down here to step back in and start rotating us up and chopping us in this 42 area to 44 area and going sideways. That is my Hypo 1. Hypo 2 is an open auction in range, a push down into the 42 to 38. Find buyers, rotate us up, and I'm targeting the 2770 and a close up back here in the 60s on Hypo 2. Hypo 3 is going to be a breakdown day, open auction, open rejection reverse type of open, come down immediately, break below the overnight low, push down into the 28, chop in the 28, and then fail and come down here to this 27.1175 area and go sideways as we start chopping and fighting this 2700. And then Hypo 4 is going to be a take back day and one more move back up. This is a lower probability, but it's not out of the range of possibility. Oops. And it would be an open auction. Failure to take out the overnight or the range low from the prior day, rotate up into the 70, fight the 70, then push up into upper distribution up here and come up into this 81 area, the 79.50, chop around here and then push up and come up and target the 27.94 and test back up into the 2800, but ultimately coming back and closing up here in the this 2780 area. So those are my four main hypotheses for the ES. Take a quick look at gold. Gold, I'm seeing more weakness. We've come down. We were talking about that 2820 level, and we said if we broke below that, look for them to push down into the 16 area. We've done that. We've bounced off of it so far. We're now fighting the longer time frame microcomposite value area low at 1320.50. If we can accept this level and get above it, look for them to push up into this 28 again and test the distribution from the low side this time, and then if we fail, just come back and chop in around the 20 to 22. The key level today is going to be the 14. Look for a first bounce if they come down here and test the 16 again, but if 16 doesn't hold, look for them to push into the lower distribution and the LVN, and if that fails, then the target below is going to be down here at the 1300 level. At 1303.50 and possible test of the 1300. Remember that the composite VPOC going all the way back to October of 2008 is still down here and is very prominent. So if we do not hold the 1300s, this is going to be a major target below, and expect that to get tested on the way down if we do not hold the 1300. Anyway, that's going to complete our pre-market session. As always, trade well, trade safe, and we'll catch you on the flip side. If there's guests in here that are interested in checking out the live room, send me an email at quantumleapfutures@gmail.com and I'll arrange, or send me a contact request on Skype, because you will need Skype, because we use Skype for the chat. I use GoTo for the live audio and charts. But my Skype is Doug_McKay, MCKAY, and I'll be the one from Windsor, Ontario, Canada. Anyway, trade well, trade safe, and we'll catch you on the flip side. I'll close this room down, get the recording, and then open the room for the members.